Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Reed and today we're doing Inktober day 22. So, in the last video I uploaded it a day late and I missed day 21. So I know in day 20 I was talking about how I was quite proud of myself for making it to day 20. Well, I kind of developed a bit of burnout. I knew this would happen, or I knew it could happen. I have a mental history of things like this happening to me. And I prepared for it, sorry, my curtain was banging, prepared for it, so basically I put all my favourite Inktobers towards the end of the month, so that I could work towards making better art, but still I've developed some burnout. This is always a possibility, especially with me, but I'm gonna try and keep pushing through it, and keep going and working. There's nothing wrong with getting burnt out. It's pretty likely when you're doing something massive like this. Especially when I'm not used to pumping out videos or doing paintings this close together, so there's always a possibility. And it doesn't matter, it's just, I was prepared for it and I think that's what helped. That's a big part of the reason that I pre-sketched everything, because I knew if I didn't, I'd be too stressed and I'd panic and I'd never get it done. And also arranging them so my favourite ones were at the end, and also making some shorter ones that I could do when I got a bit stressed was great, and just lots of little things like that helped. But yeah, today I'm doing a bit of a snake charmer. Right now I'm just adding in patterns to the snake's back, trying to make it kind of like a diamond back snake. And yeah, adding it also to her top, which is basically just a bandana wrapped around her, because I wanted it to look, when I looked up snake charmers, it came up with a lot of kind of gypsy style girls, and I thought, I can do that. And yeah, that's what I decided to go with, this kind of gypsy style kind of girl. She's wearing a very big flowy skirt, she's got a wee bandana and headband and a big nose piercing and things like that. I was going to give her big earrings, but I didn't want to bother drawing her ears in. So yeah, that's kind of the thing I went for, was this, kind of gypsy girl holding on to this big snake. I was going to give her the dark mark from Harry Potter, because I'm a nerd, but it was a bit too punk rock, and she's more gypsy, boho, that kind of thing. So yeah, here I'm adding in more of the snake, giving it details. Also, I do the snake's face off camera, because I needed to use a reference to get it right, but you can see it there. And yeah, I'm just filling in the rest of the snake's body, separating it from her top, because they're obviously the same pattern, going over to make it a little bit darker. Yeah, so the skirt I accidentally filmed completely off camera, because I forgot that I had to move my camera stand, because it was like falling off all the time, and I forgot how far back I moved it, because technically I was on the table, like I was supposed to be in shot, but I forgot I moved the camera, so you guys just have to watch this for a few minutes, which is really annoying. I'm sorry, So yeah, I've noticed that quite a few artists who did Inktober also got burnt out, which is why a lot of them didn't continue, which is fine, like, it happens. But I really wanted to complete this, because I just something I've wanted to do for many, many years, and always been like, oh, I don't have time, because I was at high school, but now that I'm doing art full time, and art's just completely over my life, I'm like, yeah, I wanted to do it. So yeah, I did. But anyway, here I am doing the outline of the snake bandana thing, so that I can fill in her hair plain back. Sorry if you can hear kids outside, I live next to a park, so you all hear kids. Anyway, adding in more of the snake details, going around the snake. I could have just polycoloured it in, but the gel pen doesn't always go over the ink so well, and I knew I wanted it to be done in a silver glittery pen. Yeah, I really love the way this one turned out. It turned out great in my opinion. I was looking at the sketch thinking, oh, I should have done this earlier, because it's not a great sketch. But when I was editing it before I started, it turned out so much better than the original sketch, and I just love the way it turned out. I think it's one of my favourite piece so far, and I said that about the last one. I still like this one, the other one, but I love this one. So here I am switching between 3 pens, the brush tip, the medium tip, and the fine tip. So I can get all the different areas. And then here I am going in the main here and just pure black ink. I used a little bit of water because it had been sitting out for an hour or two, so it was getting a little bit thick. So I just used a tiny bit of water just to kind of get it flowing again. But yeah. If you are one of the artists who got burnt out and didn't continue with Inktober, don't feel too bad. There's always next year, and it's just, it's a hard challenge. Doing an ink drawing every single day is difficult. But, nothing to be ashamed of if you don't make it through the whole month. It's a long month. It's a lot to ask. Especially if you're not doing art, like your life isn't entirely art like mine is. I'm very lucky that my whole life is art at the moment. Also, if you notice over there, my plain water was getting too muddled up. So I just added in I cleaned it out and added in more plain water. Also here I decided that I wanted her to be more darker skinned because once I filled in her big curly dark hair, I realised that it would look a bit odd to have her being very pale with hair that looked kind of more like a darker skinned hair. I don't know how to not sound. So I decided to make her darker skinned, especially because I'm doing such a lot of lighter skinned girls. So I'm like, also I'm adding in wrinkles to her skirt to give it flow, adding in shadows to her face as usual. But yeah, I think I'm recovering from burnout since this one turned out really well. But I don't know, because we're going through it, I am kind of delaying doing the Inktober that I'm supposed to be doing. It's just, there's lots of little things. But yeah. Also, I was going to give her snake bites, the piercings that go on either side of the bottom lip. I was like, oh yeah, that'd be funny, I need to do that. But I was like, it didn't suit the character. But I just wanted to mention, snake bites on a snake charmer. I'm funny. I will be a great dad one day. With all my terrible dad jokes. So yeah. Alright, I'm just filling in the snake, and then I go over with just water on a paintbrush just to smudge it all out and make sure it's even, because that pen can be quite scratchy. So yeah. And then her eyebrows and the piercing, like the big piercing on her nose. Oh, sorry, kids outside are screaming. And then her lips, making sure the top one's darker, because when you have lips, the top one is normally darker depending on the light source. So yeah. And in her eyes, I wanted to keep them quite light considering everything else is quite dark. Adding in some shading under her hands and adding in her part, making it kind of dark, just so that it wasn't like bright white. And then here I am adding in her tattoo. There's the original sketch. I didn't add in that big snake along her arm tattoo because I just didn't like the way it looked. But yeah, anyway, the plant on her arm is a Salvia divinorum. Salvia is the first word. Divinorum is the second word. I have no idea how to pronounce that, but it's a poisonous flower. As I said in the last video, I was talking about the poison which I did the snake lady with a poison flower because it was the closest thing to venom that I could get. So yeah. And I thought it added to the whole gypsy feel, because they often do have quite herbally plants. It's just very naturey. I love it. I love that style. Here I am starting to add in the background, just using a compass to make a circle, adding in a base layer, and then I start to add in the snakes. Yep. So I did originally sketch these out, but the ones that I'm painting now are just freestyled. I just kind of made wiggly lines with my paintbrush in different tones, and that was it. Although I think the original sketch of the snakes looked a bit better. It looks a little bit more like snakes. These kind of just like ramen noodles or like birds or something. I don't know. But yeah, oh well, it still looks good. Once I add in the scales and stuff, they look more and more like snakes, which is good. But yeah, adding in all of those. Just adding in lots of different snake shapes, because they kind of twist and turn around each other and themselves. And then I'll go on with a black pencil after I use the dryer, and add in scales and outlines to all of them. I think I do outlines first and then scales, maybe. I don't know, I can't remember. Yeah, outlines first and then scales. Now I'm adding in scales. And then I decide that I'm going to add scales to her face as well. But I end up removing them because I just didn't like the way she looks. I do that, like, yeah, there you go. Yeah, so you guys can watch me add those in and remove them. And then I'll see you guys in the outro. Bye. So I did originally sketch these out, but the ones that I'm painting now are just freestyled. I just kind of made wiggly lines with my paintbrush. And that concludes Inktober Day 22. Also, I've started doing this now, counting the days. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. I really enjoyed this one. Loved the way it turned out with a glittery, sparkly snake headband. Anyway, hope to see you guys tomorrow for day 23. Don't forget to take your paintbrushes out of your water, and I'll see you guys then. Bye. Read out.